Saquon Barkley held the position of a player for the New York Giants, and numerous analysts anticipated that the team would either utilize the franchise tag on him or negotiate a long-term contract. Despite the possibility of his entering free agency, the history of Eagles GM Howie Roseman demonstrated a clear reluctance to invest significant resources in running backs. Following a disheartening collapse that caused the Eagles' attempts to defend their NFC championship to unravel, the atmosphere in Philadelphia was negative, with many demanding the dismissal of head coach Nick Sirianni. A considerable amount can transpire within a year. The Eagles extended an offer that Barkley accepted, culminating in a performance incentive-based 3-year contract valued at $37.75 million. Subsequently, he rushed for over 2,000 yards and led the Eagles to a Super Bowl appearance, simultaneously capturing the admiration of millions of fans. Currently, Barkley stands as the most pivotal, cherished, and appropriate superstar athlete within the Philadelphia region, a distinction that is indisputable. The following examines the means through which he achieved this status. On the field, the significance of Barkley's contributions extends beyond his statistical achievements. It encompasses the manner in which he accumulated them. This season, he rushed for 2,005 yards, a feat accomplished by only 7 other running backs in history. Notably, he recorded 7 touchdown runs exceeding 60 yards, including during playoff games. As he approaches the end zone, the uproar within Lincoln Financial Field is distinguishable from other public celebrations around the city. The tailback exemplifies an ideal blend of strength and velocity, along with patience and agility. Coupled with his creativity, the results are impressive. Barkley is on track to surpass Terrell Davis's single-season rushing yards record, including the postseason. He requires just 30 additional yards. With a league-leading 378 touches, the 27-year-old has demonstrated tireless effort on the field. However, questions remain about his performance next season and whether he will play sufficiently in Philadelphia to affirm a legitimate Hall of Fame career. Irrespective of future uncertainties, Barkley's 5.8 yards per carry and 15 total touchdowns are both extraordinary and productive. He is projected to rank in the top 3 for NFL MVP voting and is likely to secure the Offensive Player of the Year award, an inaugural achievement in the history of the Eagles. He is recognized as the premier non-quarterback in the NFL. In Philadelphia, possessing a compelling backstory enhances one's appeal. Barkley attended high school near Allentown and emerged as a standout player at Penn State, which attracted the attention of the Giants, resulting in his selection as the 2nd overall pick in the 2018 draft. The Giants, who have been entrenched in mediocrity and have not fielded a truly reliable quarterback since Eli Manning's retirement, ultimately deemed Barkley a more valuable utilization of their draft choice, despite the selection occurring prior to Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, and Lamar Jackson. After completing his rookie contract in New York, characterized by challenging yardage, injuries, and an offensive line that struggled to keep him on the field, the franchise designated him with the franchise tag for 2023. However, they chose not to repeat this in 2024, resulting in his transition to free agency, as the organization opted to allocate resources toward Daniel Jones, who was later released during the season. The Giants' owner, John Mara, has experienced considerable unrest since. The subsequent events have become a source of anguish for Giants supporters every time Barkley receives a handoff, much to the delight of Eagles fans each weekend. Off the field, Barkley does not create drama and consistently articulates the appropriate sentiments. He also embodies a leadership role. Throughout the season, Barkley has ensured that the offensive line receives a fair share of acknowledgement for his achievements. He caused no controversy when he was excused from the meaningless Week 18 game, which hindered his pursuit of the NFL's regular season rushing record. In response to inquiries from reporters this week following practice regarding the pursuit of the Super Bowl, he stated, "The way to attain championships, to accomplish remarkable feats, is through collaboration. It's not merely a matter of being a good teammate. I would be foolish not to recognize that. My position is running back. You can give me the ball, but regardless of how exceptional one might be, if I am surrounded by 5 players in the backfield, I am not Superman. I cannot evade all of those defenders. That is the harsh reality. Barkley has already established himself as a principled individual within the locker room, the media, and the community. The other athletes in Philly Barkley's accomplishments stand on their own. However, it is advantageous that the competition for the title of best athlete in Philly is somewhat less intense than it typically has been. On the Sixers front, Joel Embiid has been sidelined for the majority of the season, while Paul George and Tyrese Maxey have struggled to keep the team competitive. The 76ers have not seen any players selected for the All-Star game, and they are currently on track to completely miss the playoffs. Although the Flyers may boast a promising sensation in rookie Matvei Michkov, he remains a teenager in the process of adapting to the NHL. The Phillies possess an abundance of superstars, and Bryce Harper stands out as the primary contender to rival Barkley in superstar rankings. His decision to join the franchise during a period of significant underachievement, alongside his accolades of MVP and NLCS MVP, illustrate his commitment. Harper has also played an instrumental role in attracting other premier players to the team. Nevertheless, the Phillies have yet to secure a championship, despite the addition of stars such as Trea Turner, Zach Wheeler, and Kyle Schwarber, among other prominent athletes. Should the Eagles secure victory in Super Bowl LIX next week, the Phillies will need to achieve an extraordinary feat, a World Series triumph, to divert attention from the Eagles' accomplishments. Barkley is acknowledged as the most outstanding player on the city's preeminent team, which stands poised to clinch a championship with just one more victory. The elements requisite for Barkley's legendary status are all present. The only criterion remaining is for the Eagles to execute successfully on the field one last time. Affectionately dubbed Quadzilla, he utilizes his impressive physique effectively. However, his tenure with the Eagles has been relatively brief, and his exit has dealt a severe blow to his previous franchise while simultaneously elevating the Eagles to genuine Super Bowl contenders. If any franchise has the potential to thwart the Kansas City Chiefs from achieving a third consecutive championship, it is certainly the Eagles along with Barkley. Was Saquon Barkley transferred? No, the Eagles executed a remarkable free agent acquisition last offseason by securing Barkley. This move was highly contentious as it involved him transitioning from the New York Giants to the Eagles. The Eagles and Giants are entrenched rivals given their geographical proximity, and Barkley's previous team has experienced a series of disarray since his departure. The Giants opted to retain quarterback Daniel Jones instead of extending Barkley's contract, despite the running back's 5-year tenure with the organization. However, Jones is no longer with the Giants after an unexpected decline in performance led to his release. He subsequently requested a trade in late 2024 and is currently with the Minnesota Vikings. Therefore, the Giants sacrificed Barkley in favor of an individual who is no longer part of their roster. The Eagles capitalized on this opportunity by signing Barkley to a contract, despite the running back expressing dissatisfaction with the Giants' negotiation approach. In a conversation with the NFL's official website following his signing with the Eagles, he remarked, "I was a little fed up, to be honest. It felt like the only way the Giants wanted me was if I could demonstrate my value to another team. It seemed I had to establish that someone would be willing to pay me before they would consider doing so. I perceived this as somewhat disrespectful, frankly, akin to a slap in the face. After that phone call, it was finished." What is Barkley's current contract status? Barkley's contract status. Barkley has entered into a 3-year agreement with the Philadelphia Eagles. This contract is scheduled to conclude in 2027 and has a total value of $37.75 million. Among this sum, there is a signing bonus of $11.6 million and a guaranteed amount of $26 million. Remarkably, this financial arrangement places him as the 11th highest-paid athlete currently affiliated with the Eagles. Nevertheless, the running back stands to benefit from an array of bonuses and performance incentives. The Philadelphia Eagles are poised to compete for their second Super Bowl title in the franchise's history in just 1 week. Barkley's anticipation. He has always had a clear vision for this season. Despite the challenges he faced with the Giants, he maintained a steadfast belief that success would materialize. More than 2,000 rushing yards, an unparalleled postseason journey, An array of individual accolades and a Super Bowl appearance were all anticipated outcomes. Saquon Barkley had confidence in this reality. "I didn't believe it was impossible," Barkley remarked following Thursday's practice. "I somewhat anticipated it." This perspective is remarkable because, notwithstanding Barkley's notable contributions during his time with the Giants, no other player in NFL history has achieved what he has accomplished this season. He stands a mere 30 yards short of the record for the most cumulative regular season and postseason yards in a single season. He has recorded the highest rushing average in NFL history among running backs with a minimum of 400 carries. Additionally, he holds the record for the highest rushing average during the postseason. Moreover, he has exceeded any other player's record for 60-yard touchdowns in a single season by more than a twofold margin. While such unprecedented success may seem unachievable, Barkley emphasizes, you need to envision it. You need to have faith in it. He elaborated post-practice. "It is intriguing how circumstances unfold. One must work rigorously throughout the offseason to merely earn a chance. To be entirely candid, I did not significantly alter my regimen during this offseason compared to previous ones. If anything, I allocated additional time for my body to recuperate, allowing my ankle to heal and my knee to recover more thoroughly from the previous year. However, it only provides you a chance. Regardless of the situation, one must adopt the right mindset each year, as we all possess the opportunity to achieve our goals. I had faith in my potential, visualized my aspirations, and engaged in reflective dialogues with myself. Some athletes opt to write their goals and display them visibly, perhaps on mirrors, while I prefer introspection, whether during sauna sessions, cold tub recovery, or morning drives. It is a gratifying experience when the culmination of your labor is tangible before you, allowing the player I knew I was and the player I believed myself to be to finally emerge." Contextualizing Barkley's achievements. To genuinely comprehend the significance of Barkley's season for him, one must consider the struggles he endured with the Giants. In his six-season tenure, the team secured only 37 victories. The Giants recorded a record of 37-78 during Barkley's tenure in New York, securing more than 6 victories only once. Over his first 4 seasons, the team achieved a total of 18 wins. In contrast, the Eagles have amassed 17 victories this year. Throughout his time with the Giants, he was never paired with a Pro Bowl-caliber quarterback, wide receiver, or offensive lineman. Over his 6-year stint in New York, the Giants posted an 11-43 record against teams with winning records. Conversely, during his singular season in Philadelphia, the Eagles boast a 9-2 record against winning teams. Under Barkley's tenure, the Giants did not achieve more than 4 consecutive victories. In comparison, the Eagles have experienced winning streaks of 5 and 10 games this season. Barkley triumphed in 1 playoff game during his 6 years with the Giants, while as an Eagle, he secured 3 victories within a span of 15 games. He is set to compete for a 4th playoff win on the upcoming Sunday against the Chiefs in Super Bowl LIX in New Orleans. Joining the Eagles not only facilitated a remarkable season for the team, but also afforded Barkley his first substantial experience of success as a professional athlete. Experiencing extensive losses can prove to be quite challenging. Now at the age of 27, Barkley is at a point in his career when many running backs begin to decline. He is the first running back aged 27 or older to achieve 400 carries in a single season since Shaun Alexander in 2005, the oldest running back in history to average 6.0 yards per carry with a minimum of 300 carries, and the oldest player to rush for 400 yards in postseason play since John Riggins in 1982. Declining? Barkley has been remarkable. In his 7th year, following numerous setbacks, injuries, and considerable losses, he may be experiencing the most outstanding season ever recorded by a running back. "It's simply a positive scenario to find myself in a position where outcomes align with my initial vision and efforts," he remarked. And that's the intriguing aspect of it. It's as if, indeed, this is the year in which my aspirations have materialized. It has taken me 7 years. Witnessing the realization of my objectives has undeniably contributed to the smile on my face. Philadelphia has exhibited dominance throughout the season. Despite this, there has been considerable discussion regarding the franchise, particularly concerning quarterback Jalen Hurts. Even amidst a series of victories, Hurts seems to have difficulty receiving full acknowledgement for his contributions. Former National Football League standout and most valuable player Cam Newton commented on Hurts and the Eagles during ESPN's First Take, suggesting that the path to success was more accessible for Hurts and that the Eagles might not achieve similar success in the AFC. I have experienced various forms of name-calling due to my perspective as a game-changing game manager type, Newton expressed. All the game changers reside in the AFC. If the Philadelphia Eagles or Jalen Hurts were in the AFC, would he have been able to reach the Super Bowl as frequently? The matchups between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson are undoubtedly captivating. Similarly, the contests featuring Patrick Mahomes against Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or even Joe Burrow are also highly anticipated. However, what matches in the NFC garner the same level of attention? The sentiment is not entirely negative. The AFC indeed presents a formidable array of quarterbacks. Nevertheless, this does not necessitate undermining Hurts and the Eagles to elevate others. In recent years, since Hurts assumed the role of the team's starter, he has achieved a record of 4-2-1 in matchups against Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Joe Burrow.